Yeah. Just amazing to be here. At Listen Vision. Right, right.
Yes, it is.
So
It is. It is.
my name is the Regal Tone-T, and my interviewer name is.
Latoya Gray.
That's correct. That's correct. So
How you doing? How you
yeah,
doing?
I'm very well, very
Good,
well.
good.
Thank you. It's pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here.
Yes, it
doing
is.
this here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Absolutely. Well, born and raised in D.C., Washington, D.C., Northwest Side, actually. And I always say, Northwest Side, the best side, or always say, I was born on the side where the president resided.
All right.
And
All right.
basically that means, there's a lot of power in that. There's a lot of, beauty in that when, someone says that they're from the Northwest Side of the city. Because, to be honest, when you say DC and you talking about artists, everybody either talk about Northeast or they talk about Southeast or whatever like that. There's very little people coming from Northwest. So, I represented very, very well. I represented very, very strongly. And it's just something that, I love. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what or when did you first start rapping?
Well, I started rapping a while ago, but when I was younger, I would scribble pieces of paper, rhymes
All
on
right.
pieces of paper, and I basically elevated from there, and I just started going and listening
Okay.
and going from there. Some of my favorite artists are, some of my inspirations were Nas, Jay-Z, people like that coming up, and even Lauryn Hill, because I was always a fan of, I was always a lyrical fan. I was always like, how can you lyrically do something? How can you lyrically present yourself? And that's something that I always like to do. And that's something that I always wanted to present. I always wanted to present the lyrical side of it, the introspective side of it, the deep side of it, not just the party and BS or whatever like that. No pun intended, but just going from there and just becoming what I ultimately wanted to become.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you were inspired by many of the greats.
Many of the greats,
Okay,
many of the
good,
greats.
good,
I
good.
always go back to that, you know what I'm saying? That era, where it was just so many just great artists and we talking about Wu-Tang, we talking about Jay-Z, we talking about Biggie, we talking
absolutely.
about
Oh, yes,
Nas's first two albums, Lauryn Hill, when she was with the Fugees, even Redman, Method Man solo project, Ghostface, Raekwon the Chef and everything like that. But yeah, that's some of my, some of the artists that I looked up to and I loved,
Okay.
you know what I mean? So yeah.
So did you start off in a group? What was your first rap group like?
Absolutely. Well, my first rap group, I was with this guy named Delonte.
Okay.
And Delonte used to date this girl named Kayana Bradley, we went to Roosevelt. And, she'll laugh at this story, and I'll laugh at it as well. Eventually, Delonte just got, he just wasn't really feeling rapping anymore, even though he was like one of the best freestylers that I've ever seen in my life, even to this day. It's him and this other guy I'll name a little bit later on in the show, but he was amazing. Anyway, he got out the group, so it was me, her, and this guy named Brooks, and me and Brooks was in the group, and shout out to Mike as well. Mike was in the group too, and Mike left and Brooks left, and it was me and Kayana. So me and Kayana was like, we was called the Unlikely Allies, Way of the Warrior. And I was kind of sort of like my first rap group. And, we did a lot of things. We did shows at Howard. We did shows at, so many different other places. So, me and Kayana, that was like my first rap group. And I can't forget Duff. After Kayana, it was Big Duff. It was Us C. But, it was me and Kayana first, and then it was me and Big Duff. Big Duff doing big things right now with Sugar Grits. Big Duff doing amazing things. Got a baby girl, beautiful baby girl that I have still yet to see, but I'm definitely going to be seeing him soon. Whenever he has time to. Big Duff on my man from Southeast. So that's my guy.
Okay. So you are seasoned in the game.
I
then.
am.
That's what you're
I
saying.
am.
Okay.
I am. I
Okay.
am a little
Okay.
seasoned.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to call myself the rookie rap vet. You know,
Okay.
I'm a rookie, but I'm a veteran at the same time. So yeah.
So when exactly did you start taking it more seriously?
When I started taking it more seriously is when I started to, me and Duff, we met Chirac Hannibal, Terrence Chirac. And it was funny how we met. He was like down at our school, and he just came into the school one day, and he was just like, yo, you spit. And I was just like, yeah. And we just went from there. And the funny thing is, another guy came in and he asked us the same question. I'm telling you, it was like fate. It was like fate for real. And me and Duff were just sitting there. We was getting up from computer class. And the funny thing is, I wasn't even supposed to be there.
Okay.
That
Okay.
day. I was just chilling, and he just came in there. He just came in there and was like, yo, you spit. And I was like, yeah, I spit. So we exchanged numbers, and me and Duff went there and we started to rap, and everything was the way it wanted to be, and we created a song. I think Duff was a little hesitant at first, because the first time we went down there, Duff didn't come.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, look, let me just go ahead and see what this dude is talking about. So me and Chirac, we made this amazing song, and then it just kind of snowballed from there, and me and Duff became Us C. That's Uptown Southside Connection, you know what I'm saying? And, it was a beautiful thing, me, Duff, and Chirac, and we created so many songs and everything like that. So, I definitely wanted to give those brothers a shout out and everything like that, yeah.
Good. So you spent a lot of time nurturing your craft.
Absolutely.
Has it been difficult for you to make it, in the DMV as a rapper?
Not necessarily. Sorry to cut you off. But not necessarily. I mean, basically, it's hard anyway. You got to be able to, focus on yourself. You got to be able to focus on what you need to do, your craft and everything like that, in order to make it to wherever you're from. When people say that it's hard to make it out to DMV, I don't really understand it, because the thing is that we have everything here. Everything is basically here. And when I say that, Wale made it out. Shy Glizzy made it out, for lack of a better word. You know what I'm saying? Fat Trail made it out, for lack of a better word. Light Show made it out, for lack of a better word. Gold Link, made it out, for lack of a better word. So there are artists that have made it out, but at the same time, it's all about the work that you put in. It's all about certain things that you can do in order to get out there. And a funny story, Wale said that it is hard to make it in DC or DMV. The reason why is because we don't really support our own artists. And the thing is that I was like, damn, you right. We don't. Anything that comes from the DC DMV, we hate on it. We be like, oh man, well, whatever. And the thing is that, you can't hate on your homegrown talent. You can't do that. You can't. You got to support your own. That's the reason why Atlanta's popping right now. That's the reason why certain other areas popping right now. The reason why is because Atlanta supports their own artists. And I've always said that DMV, in order for us to get out there, in order for us to get popping and everything like that, we're going to have to start supporting our own. Even if it's something that we might not necessarily like or agree with, we gotta throw support behind it. Because you know what? As a young kid, people doing their thing, you got to be able to do it. You got to be able to support your own artists. And that's one thing. That's something that I definitely wanted to bring to the table. We got to support our own local artists.
Okay. Yeah. So where are some places that you go, like, to support artists, or even places you like to go and just eat or hang out?
Absolutely. Well, when I was younger, Pure was like the place to go. You do your open mic on U Street and everything like that. People would do their poetry. Bus boys and poets down on U Street. People would do their own, little poetry or whatever, and do, And it was an amazing thing. Me and Duff got our start from doing that. And we would just go there, like every week. And that's what I like to tell a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be something that's going to take a process. Me and Duff, and before me and Duff got our own feature at Pure or you know, whatever it's called now. You know, it was called what was it called back then? It was called Pure. But anyway, you know, we had to put a lot of work in. We had to put a lot of time and we had to put a lot of energy into what we was doing before we did it. So, but anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling a little bit. But to answer your question. That's where we pretty much got our start down there. That's why I got my start down there. And, you know, now that I'm doing my solo thing, you know, that's probably where I'm going to go now. You know what I'm saying? And everything like that. But some of the places that I like to eat, though, B. Smith's is amazing down on U Street. That's just ridiculously Southern cuisine. You know,
Yes.
I like to eat.
Making me hungry now.
Yeah, I'm starving. But I like to eat. I like to do all of those things. So, you know, that's kind of sort of me and what I like to do. So, you know, also some other places, Chop Suey House on 7th Street. Yeah, you know, definitely Carolina Kitchen. Shout out to Miss Dawn Moss, you know, Miss Black USA, Miss Black America.
All right.
She was amazing. And you remember, you know what I'm saying, when we was out Hyattsville. Yeah, Carolina Kitchen was the spot. And Carolina Kitchen is still a spot. And I'm still mad at Lance London. The reason why I'm mad at Lance London is because he won't open up a Carolina Kitchen right next door, right here at Howard University. And I'm like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know if you opened up a Carolina Kitchen at Howard University, you know it would kill. And I was telling Miss Moss, I was emailing her the other day, and I was like, yo, you know, Rhode Island Avenue was too far. You need to open one right around here, uptown, around my way. It would make a killing, and you know it would. So, you know, shout out to them. Shout out to Lance London, Dr. Lance London, excuse me, and Miss Dawn Moss, a woman that is doing amazing things in and around the DMV area. Love what she's doing.
Okay. So tell us about your album, American Disgust.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, American Disgust. Yes, American Disgust is my first solo project that I did. Thank you very much. It was put together, and I wanted to give something to the people. I didn't want to just give anything to the people, and that's probably why it took so long to come out. But I wanted to give my city and everyone else kind of sort of like a blueprint on what I am doing with this music thing, and the storyline of American Disgust is, and I hate to say this, but I told you, the storyline of American Disgust is basically The Wizard of Oz.
All right.
And classic.
Yes.
And I wanted, actually, I wanted Dorothy to be on the cover of my album, but you know, I couldn't, what you call it,
copyright.
I couldn't copy it. Something copyright craziness or something like that. But it was a crazy cover that Jacob from Listen Vision made, and I wanted to also shout him out as well. And but basically it was that cover, and the basis of it is The Wizard of Oz, a journey.
Okay.
And what a journey is that how she went on this journey and how I'm going on this journey. And it's tough at first. At first you're like, man, but what am I gonna do? Like, what is this? What's going on? But it gets easier and everything like that. I also have a single called Yellow Brick, and you know, and Problem Child. But Yellow Brick is basically a story of how I'm on this, and I'm like, you know, Egyptian. She used to mess with brothers around 10th place, Egyptian. Giving out the cookie for free, I said Egyptian. Wanted me to take it to Trump Tower, you tripping. I hang with them super predators, Hillary Clinton. So you know, I just wanted to give like a story of it all, and that's what it was. You know, American Disgust is you know, it's on your the major platforms right now. That's iTunes, Spotify. So you guys can go and download that. I definitely want you guys to, and go from there. You know, Regal Tone-T.
Okay. So what was the thing that made you create this album? What was your purpose behind it?
You know what, Miss Gray? It was time to. It was time to. And, you know, there were certain things that were pushing me towards doing it. And it was just, you know, at this point, I was just like, yo, you know, haven't put out anything in a while. You know, it was time to. So I said to myself, you know what, let me go ahead and come to Listen Vision, DC's oldest recording studio, you know, get with Jeremy Beaver. I met him, and you know, he basically put me on the path and to go from there and do it. So I was pleased to finish my project here at listenvisionlive.com.
Okay. Okay. So, in terms of the ideas,
Yes.
how did you come up with some of the ideas for your project?
Well, some of the ideas that I had came up with were basically, you know, like I said, based off of The Wizard of Oz. You know, Yellow Brick. You know, a young person on their journey, entering into the unknown, the depths of the unknown. You know, and being able to stand on his own too, you know, with my ruby red Jordans on.
All right.
With my ruby red Jordans on.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, just going on, just you know, and going from there. Some of the ideas for the songs I got, The Theory of Oz, beautiful intro. I also have songs like, you know, like I said before, Problem Child, Yellow Brick, The City, which is, you know, a special vocalist, you know, on that, you know, The Hooter,
right.
and, you know, various other songs, you know, shout out to Bob Swag, shout out to, you know, Antro, my man Nick, you know, I know that, you know, in these days and times, everything is everything, but you know, love is love, and love is still out there. It's my brother, so you know, no matter what, you know, you can always, you know, holler at me, man. So yeah.
So now that the project has finished,
Yes.
how do you feel releasing it?
Releasing it, it's just it's almost like a relief. It's like a relief, like, oh man, like finally, like it's there. And I was able to do that, and I was able to, you know what I mean, get that out the way and everything like that. So it felt just amazing, you know. And you know, they was like, yeah, you know, Tony, it's released now, and I was like, oh man, it's about time. But I was so glad, and you know, this is like my baby almost, you know what I'm saying, in terms of everything, and the artist understands what I mean by that when they say that this is their baby. This is like the first project and everything, of many more to come. But your first project. It's something special to you. You know what I mean? It's definitely something special.
Absolutely. So what do you have? Do you have any advice or comments you want to make about the current political climate? Because I know you mentioned before your project has some connection to politics.
Absolutely. My project is very politically driven. It's extremely politically driven. And that's not to turn anyone away, but it is what it is. My thought process and my thought pattern has always been on the political side. I'm from the most political city in the world. I mean, why not talk about politics? Why not talk about what's going on downtown D.C.? Why not talk about Kavanaugh? Why not talk about Ruth Bader Ginsburg? Why not talk about what Donald Trump is doing? Why not talk about what Obama did in the past? Why not talk about what the mayor, Muriel Bowser, is doing right now? Why not talk about how what's her name? The senator. What's her name? I want to say Jarvis, but it's not her. But anyway, everybody knows what I'm talking about. She's been she's been an amazing person for a long time. But when I talk about what these people are going through and what they're doing, it's just you know, what it is, and that's not taking anything away from anyone else talking about whatever they talk about. You know, they talk about whatever they talk about, which is official. I want to talk about what I know and what I've grown up in, and which is official as well. So yeah, that's an amazing thing. Yeah.
Okay. So do you
we go
think
to that song?
Oh,
yeah. We're gonna go to that first song. It's called "Problem Child," and it's just an amazing song. I have an Obama intro. And outro as well. So you guys gonna see this is the second single off of American Disgust, and I hope you guys like it. Thank you.
Most importantly, we will live up. Most importantly, we will live up. Most importantly, we will live up to our character as a nation. That's exactly what we're talking about here. That's why we're here. Actually, I don't. And that's why we're here. Okay. All right. What I'd like to do.
Reporting live from the district. My city's Terror Dome, red line if you missed it. Ideal flavor. You could chuck these, player, cause you misfit. I hate to get too deep on this yellow brick shit. You James Comey testifying. Tristan Thompson Cavalier lying off the red, white, and blue best buying. Well, let me holler at your squad of geeks who don't think that the monuments are white obliques. You get the Chesapeake. Back slap for black speak. I'm Kemba walking, you John Wall, so don't reach. Cause I'm a teacher. AMC, madman, no preacher. I can't wait for them little dicks to seek ya. Vultures to suck you dry. Pause, I mean Black China, but why? When she robbed Kim Kardashian's lie. Just to get the piece of the pie. Suckers get licked. And they wonder why we say these thoughts ain't shit for real fucking problems. I can tell you about Obama's past problems. And I can tell you about Trump's future problems. And I can tell you about my city's current problems. But they don't hear me though. But they don't want no problems, no problems. They want no problems, no problems. With DMV, I'm a problem. Ain't no littles, it's a grand day problem. Get the green purer than matcha. Over red, it's rare, but over George Soros is black, I don't care. So tell me what it matters. I'm hollering Mr. Me Too, but I see my man for disaster. I'm talking Katrina, the fattest ass Katrina, who giving them broads the yellow light for your team, bruh. That means slow it down. But I frown, cause somewhere along the line you ain't respecting my crown, I king. I hate to get too deep on this yellow brick. I'm searching for Oz created in his own image bliss. The ignorance just decapitate the Kaepernick. Kneel before the God, your plantation getting paid shit. So don't forget that bullshit that you represent. 32 owners, not one of them of African descent. And I ain't looking for no radio play, cause I'm a butter shit that radio play. Cause I'm a problem, talking real fucking problems. I can tell you about Obama's past problems. And I can tell you about Trump's future problems. And I can tell you about my city's current problems. But they don't hear me though. But they don't want no problems, no problems. They don't want no problems, no problems. With DMV, I'm a problem. Ain't no littles, it's a grand day problem for real.
Don't worry about it, guys. Okay, let me finish. How about, these guys don't need to go. Let me finish. I respect the passion of these young people because they feel deeply about the concerns for their families. Now, what you need to know when I'm speaking as President of the United States and I come to this community is that if, in fact, I could solve all these problems without passing laws in Congress, then I would do so. But we're also a nation of laws. That's part of our tradition. And so the easy way out is to try to yell and pretend like I can do something by violating our laws. And what I'm proposing is the harder path, which is to use our democratic processes to achieve the same goal that you want to achieve. But it won't be as easy as just shouting. It requires us lobbying and getting it done. So.
All right.
Yeah.
So what you think about that? I mean, as a very political song.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
Thank you.
We were able to hear, what you had to say and what former President Obama had to say
That's
as
correct.
well. And, it's very inspirational to hear, you taking on, some political views and
Thank you.
stepping out there and just sharing your voice and your opinion about things.
That's
as well.
correct.
We need citizens to do that anyway.
That's right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Thank you. And, many lines in there that I was talking about where, decapitate the Kaepernick, kneel before the God, your plantation getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So even though you still kneeling, your plantation is still getting paid. And, regardless of what Stephen A. Smith might say, or regardless of who's anybody might say about anything, you know, these men are getting paid millions of dollars, regardless of what you might think of what they, you know, political belief or whatever. Now, I'm riding with Kaepernick, but at the same time, this man is a millionaire. And, you know, I'm not.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
So, you know, a lot of people might look at it and be like, well, you know, I'm riding with the man. Okay, well, yeah, you riding with the man, but you know, you riding the bus too.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
So yeah, I understand he took a stance, and I'm behind that stance, and I'm behind that stance 100%. But you know, let's protest that there's not an African American owner in the league right now.
All right.
Let's protest that there's 32 teams that are getting billions of dollars, and there's no African American ownership right now.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? And it's still a good old boys club. So I want to protest that, as well as protesting the fact that, you know, these young men are dying in the streets every darn day and nobody's doing anything about it. So let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a lot of good points.
Yeah.
Under the current situation that we live in here in this country, do you think that President Trump will get another 4 years?
Oh, good question. Good question. You know what? I'm just going to be real with you. I'm just going to say, you know what? If something was going to happen, it would have happened already. These people out here, he might just get another 4 years. And if he gets another 4 years, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? If this man gets another 4 years, what, I mean, has anybody really sat down and really said and digested and said to themselves, if Trump gets another 4 years, what are we going to do? You know, I don't know, you know, these lists of candidates that's coming up in the Democratic field, you know, Beto O'Rourke, I don't know too much about him. I know a little bit about Joe Biden, Chucky Booker, you know, from Jersey, you know, Kamala Harris. I'm glad. I want to see more African-American women stand up. I want to see more African-American women stand up and speak their piece on certain things. Love Maxine Waters. I love what she was able to do. I love what, you know, everybody is able to do in that. But I want to see more African-American women stand up. And this past year, we've seen a lot of African-American women come into their own in terms of politics. And I want to see more of that. I want to see people come out and support them and support people doing those types of things. You know what I mean? Because it's important that we have that type of leadership. We have that type of voice. And but to answer your question, if Trump gets another 4 years, I mean, people, what we going to do? But at the same time, I feel like, you know what, if something would have happened, it would have happened by now. And, you know, he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. And, you know, it is what it is. What can I say? What can we say?
Okay. All right. So what are your feelings about Mayor Muriel Bowser?
Yes, Mayor Muriel Bowser. Beautiful young lady.
All right.
Second term. That is, she's doing amazing things in the city. Love what she's doing. Some of the things that she's doing. When we're talking about rent, when we're talking about gentrification, when we're talking about so many different things that are afflicting the people that have been here, been in this city for years, and these people are being pushed out because of money. You see, I always tell people the new racism is classism. Classism is the fact that when you sit up there and you say to yourself, okay, well, I can't afford to live here. Okay, well, take your ass somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. That's the new racism. If you can't afford to live here, then you're not going to be here. But guess what, though? I was born and raised in this city, so I have just as much as right to be in this city as anybody else does. And no one wants to talk about that. So I'm being basically forced out, pushed out. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people wasn't as fortunate as I. A lot of people wasn't as fortunate as I to have grown up with so many different type of things going on. You see what I'm saying? And to be able to have that backing. But still that backing isn't anything if you can't look down the street at the person that you basically grew up with and they're not living here anymore. And the reason why they're not living here anymore is because they can't afford the property tax.
Okay.
It's real.
Okay. So, what do you think DC residents are prepared to do about gentrification?
Well,
what are your feelings about gentrification
well, listen,
in general?
look, I'm not gonna lie. Look, I grew up in some rough times in DC, and a lot of people that I know. My man Brandon, who owns Fish Scale Restaurant. Shout out to Brandon, Fish Scale, right down there on Florida Avenue, right down the street. You know, he owns his own restaurant. There's not a lot of us that are fortunate to do that, but at the same time, what can we do? We have a voice. We can talk about it. We can protest. We can write our mayor. Eleanor Holmes Norton. I forgot her name. That was the name of the senator. Eleanor Holmes Norton, amazing, beautiful woman. Loved her since I was a child, and she's been a senator for just as long as I've been a child. So, I mean, it's there. But you know, you can write them, you can protest them, and you know, you can talk about a lot of other things. But at the same time, I'm a realist, and money talks, Miss Gray. You believe
sure
that?
does.
Money
Absolutely,
talks.
I do believe it.
You know, we all remember that famous quote from New Jack City.
Am I my brother's keeper?
Am I my brother's keeper? But not only
Yes,
that, but
I
he was
am.
like, what did Wesley say? Money talks. Money runs. Money walks. Bullshit runs the marathon.
That's right.
And you know, it's real. You know what I mean? It's official. So you know.
All right. So what's next for you?
Well,
What are your next projects?
next projects, you know, I got 202 The Senators Project. That's me, Antro, Bob Swag, and Pinky Hayes. I still have that project locked and ready to go. And I got nothing but hits on that. And, you know, that's probably going to come out around Juneteenth. I want to say around June or July in the summertime, because it is a summertime album. I'm not going to lie. It is a summertime album. American Disgust is more like a winter type album, more like a winter type feel. But yeah. But 202 The Senators is the next project coming up. And then after that, I got some other things coming up as well. And I am excited. I'm really excited. You know, more shows. I'm going to start doing more shows in the near future. You know, definitely get on, you know, the podcast and, you know, start doing that. I have my podcast called Big Lip Radio coming out in the near future. And that's what I'm going to be doing in the near future. And, you know, taking control of my artistry, taking control of what I want to do, being an independent artist, because, you know, to be honest with you, man, I mean, you know, there's people out here that's just robbing these kids out here, man, robbing these kids out here for their money, for their publishing, for everything. And, you know, for me, in order to be the artist that I want to be, I have to, you know, take that reign, and I have to, you know, put the Aquaman sword down and be like, look, man, I'm going to do this independent thing, and I'm running with this independent thing. And, you know, no matter what, if you want to work with me, you know, we're going to 50-50 or 60-40.
All right. So do you have plans to continue producing?
Absolutely. I just want to continue to get better as a producer. You know, my favorite artist in terms of artist production is Kanye West. Kanye West is just... it's my dude, man. You know, no matter what anybody says about him or whatever, like, that's my guy. And he's always been my guy ever since College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, 808s and Heartbreaks, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. You know what I'm saying? The Life of Pablo. I mean, this guy's a genius, and I've always looked at him. I've always, you know, wanted to aspire to do something what he's been able to do in terms of the art and the creation of, you know, that. So yes, I am definitely going to be producing more and having that in my hand, and ultimately taking a whole piece of the pie.
Okay. So you mentioned Kanye West.
Yes, I did.
What are your 3 favorite artists other than Kanye West, since you mentioned him? Do you have 3 more? Or
Right.
what?
Are we talking about current artists, or are we talking about just total artists, period?
Total artists. Any combination of 3 favorite ones.
Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yes.
Stevie
Yes.
Wonder's just
The genius,
Just,
the
I mean, just
icon.
ridiculous.
Yes.
I mean, Stevie Wonder's just my guy. If we're talking about artists like that, yes. I know that you're a big fan of Tina Marie.
Yes,
and I am as well.
yes.
Tina Marie just
I'm a big
did a
Prince fan too.
big Prince fan. Michael
Yes,
Jackson,
absolutely.
Rick James. Going back to that era when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? My parents listening to that type of music, and even going into some of when I was getting my bones as a man. When we talking about Jodeci and Boyz II Men and playing people like that. But in terms of rapping, I would have to say Nas. I would have to say Jay-Z. I would have to say Kendrick. I would have to say, J. Cole. I would have to say
Tribe Called Quest.
Oh my God, yeah, Tribe Called Quest. One of my favorite albums of all time. And Jeremy knows, Mr. Beaver knows back there. He knows what I'm talking about. Midnight Marauders.
Yes,
keep bouncing, keep bouncing. Let me tell you something. Midnight Marauders. When I first heard Midnight Marauders, I was real young. But that album is what made me want to ultimately go on not only producing but rapping as well. It was that album. It was that album. It was Lauryn Hill and it was Nas.
Theory, yeah.
It was the Low End Theory. No. I didn't hear the Low End Theory first.
Oh, okay.
I heard Midnight Marauders first, and then I went back to listen to the Low End Theory and Beats, Travels, and Life and everything like that.
Right.
But I still love it. And the thing is that, man, a lot of these young artists out here, let me tell you something. It's nothing wrong with going back in time and listening to what has come before you, listening to what the history of this culture. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be giants as we are right now. So I implore these young kids to go back and listen to Illmatic. I implore them to go and listen to Midnight Marauders, the Low End Theory, the Fuji Second Project.
That's right.
Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt. Wu-Tang's first project, 36 Chambers, Raekwon and Ghostface, the Cuban Link Purple Tape, the Clips, which is probably one of my favorite groups, like duos. Lord Willing and all their projects came out. Those are basically the reasons why I wanted to rap. So yeah. So we're gonna go to the next song, my dear.
Right.
Yeah,
all
definitely.
Right.
It's called Yellow Brick.
I'm ready to hear it.
It's hot. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's gonna be, Yellow Brick.
All right.
Yeah.
Southeast.
Hey. I can't get with that. I can't get with that. Nah. I can't get with that. I said I can't get with that. Nah. I'm on a yellow brick. I can't get with that. Nah, miss. I said I can't get with it. I won't get with it. I try, but I won't get with it. You never know. Hey, you never know. I said you never know.
Hey. Egyptian. She used to fuck with niggas round 10th place. Egyptian. Giving all a cookie for free. I said Egyptian. Wanted me to take it to Trump Tower. You trippin'. I hang with them super predators. Hillary Clinton. She paused for a moment. Remember she was a vixen. Silly rabbit chick, so what you don't be. So silly rabbit, a trick is what you don't be. So silly rabbit, a trick is what you won't be. So I ain't with it with the slut walk. I stay uptown with the slick talk. Your girl was on that Bryce Harper, collecting balls so she won't balk. Damn shame and all-star to blame. Ayy, I'm getting deeper than this yellow brick, so I'm seeing all type of shit. I'm missing with the shits, and I ain't on that pulpit. I'm just a dude who chew fat and spit shit. All fame, all bliss. I can't get with that bullshit, my dear, so I'm gonna leave it for them niggas over there. I'm not the one for the bullshit. I got that scarecrow who ain't afraid to pull shit. And I'm riding with them youngers who about it this year. Them queens who awoke who ain't got no fear. I say them queens stay awoke who ain't got no fear. I say them queens stay awoke who ain't got no fear. Listen, you ain't on a nigga's journey, so don't stop believing in the ornery. You sucking hard like Stormy D. Listen, I'm political. Next stop the Regal. The wave flying higher than an eagle. eagle. I am like a lion, 10 man and scarecrow. I found all my brothers who shoot, so now my city know. So don't be asking all that bullshit. I said stop asking for the fucking bullshit. So don't pay, cause you can end up like the wicked witch. I'm more wicked than the witch hand with 2 black fists. I got the meat dense like manwich meals. Shoot like Bradley Bill. I'm in vogue, so this is something they should really feel. So don't promote me to violence. I'm silent. You need your ears clean. Here's a Q-tip. I'm vibrant. You just a bust down like Plies Rich. I got the golden touch, Midas. I'm emerald fly. I can't deal with that bullshit, my dear. So I'm gonna leave it for them niggas over there. I'm not the one for the bullshit. I got that scarecrow who ain't afraid to pull shit. And I'm riding with them youngers who about it this year. Them queens who awoke who ain't got no fear. I say them queens stay awoke who ain't got no fear. I say them queens stay awoke who ain't got no fear. Yeah. Tone-T. Giving my dogs 10th place. Scarecrow 10 man Southeast. Yeah. My dude, I'm a uptown. Yeah. I'm on the yellow brick. I'm on this yellow brick. Journey, my journey. We gonna find him. The great and powerful. We about to find him. I'm a problem, but never silent. You about to find him for real. Where the core? Give me the core. Give me the core.
Yeah, that was
Welcome back.
that was Yellow
Welcome back.
Brick. Yeah. She used to mess with brothers around 10th place, Egyptian. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right.
So yeah.
So what do you want the DMV to do in the future?
Well, you know what? I think the DMV, I think that we the final frontier in this rap. You know what I mean? I think that you know, once the DMV is dead, I mean, once this hip hop thing is gone, I think DMV gonna be like the last one standing. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, you got New York, you got LA, you got Atlanta, you know, you got Miami, you got Houston. But I'm like, the DMV it's so much untapped potential here, and it's like a lot of us ain't really like understanding that or noticing that it's just, you know, so much things that we haven't done, and so many things that we're going to do. So I'm of the mind, I'm the positive mind that says, you know what, DMV, when it's all said and done, we gonna be the last one standing. You know what I'm saying? And once again, shout out to Wale Abu.
All right.
Shout out to Wale because he was one of the first people to get it started, and I even go further back than that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I also wanted to go, you know, give a shout out to, you know, Backyard, you know, Big G, you know, grew up around 35 double. You know, my area, you know, 640, my cousin Sabrina, you know, everybody like that. You know, shout out to moms, and you know, rest in peace to my father. Shout out to my brother John, my sister Maria, my brother-in-law Craig, you know, and all my family out in West Africa, Jamaica, because I am,
right.
you know, what I like to call triple black. You know,
All
that's
right.
that's Jamaican, African, and American. So, you know, American Disgust goes right down that. You know, you're gonna hear my story in the future, in the near future as well. So I'm going from there.
So where can people find your information? How
Thank
can
you.
they get in touch with you?
Well, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. You know, pretty much all the social media sites at Regal Tone-T. That's Regal Tone hyphen T. Regal Tone hyphen T. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on you know, Instagram. You can also find me on you know, YouTube as well. I have some of my videos, some of my art videos on YouTube. So please don't hesitate to go and check it out and leave some feedback, you know, because I love the feedback from the people. Also, shout out to Sankofa Bookstore right up the street. Shout out to Howard University. And shout out to all the people that's trying to do something out here, that's doing something with their lives and doing something positive, man. And that's what I'm trying to do. You know, once again, shout out to my brother Brandon, my brother Sean, 15th Street Presbyterian Church. And, you know, going from there. That's the church I grew up in, you know, not afraid to say it, and, you know, go from there. I haven't been in a while, but at the same time, that's where, you know, I was pretty much raised. So, you know, we all talk about keeping it official. Keep it official. So shout out to all the people that I've come across, Big Duff, Chirac Hannibal, and everything like that. But RegalTone-T.com, you know what I mean? It's coming up. Give me about a week. RegalTone-T.com, but you can find me YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
All right.
All right. So to end it, we are going to go with The City. That is a song that Miss Latoya Gray here, and also Miss Gray. I wanted to also talk about some of the things that you're doing as well in terms of your blogging and bookstore.
Okay. My name is Latoya Gray again. I am an aspiring writer. I have been writing a long time. A lot of work that I've written, and you know, I just said, you know, let's not just keep it as a memoir for myself or something to hold on for myself. Let's share it with the world.
Absolutely.
And so I just, you know, recently started a blog. It's called Love Letters from Lady Latoya.
Yes, indeed.
And I started doing that as a type of healing process for myself, you know, and to try to get my work out there.
Absolutely.
And hopefully coming soon, you know, we have some works that are going to be on the site as well. And, you know, trying to get a book up as well.
And, you know, we're all behind you in terms of that. You know, it's you talented writer right here. Talented writer.
Thank you.
And extremely talented vocalist as well. So we're about to hear the soulful sounds of Miss Gray as well. So listen, guys, once again, support American Disgust, Spotify, iTunes. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and we're going to go from there. Shouting out to you. Thanks, Listen Vision, Mr. Beaver. Going from there, Rahel put me on in terms of this, and I thank her so much, and I thank everybody here. Last song we're going to hear on the album is called The City, featuring Miss Latoya Gray.
Your city, no need to invite. Doors open clean, everybody like me.
Everybody like,
Yeah, everybody like me.
everybody like you.
I'm cool, they just like me. Come to your city, no need to invite. Doors open clean, everybody like me.
Everybody like,
Yeah, everybody like me.
everybody like you. I'm cool.
Hey, listen. I'm saying hey to your city, them. They're waving hands like a nigga play a butter. In 2 packs, so this strictly for my niggas, them. I got around, so they asking about my homies, them. Clever, they wearing red, blues, and greens, and they all changing clothes for me, the Tone-T, and I love it. I'm seeing this city, I can't believe, and I love it. I love them, and I know they loving me, cause come to your city, no need to invite. Doors open clean, everybody like me.
Everybody like,
Yeah, everybody like me.
and why they like you.
I'm cool, they just like me. Come to your city, no need to invite. Doors open clean, everybody like me.
Everybody like,
Yeah, everybody like me.
and why they like you.
Hey,
I got the best and most honey from coast to coast, and I don't wanna boast, but I love you. I got the best and most honey from coast to coast, and I don't wanna boast, but I love you. I got the best and most honey from coast to coast, and I don't wanna boast, but I love you. I got the best and most honey from coast to coast, and I don't wanna boast, but I love you, baby.
hey, I'm saying hey to your city, them. They waving hands like a nigga play up on the rim. In 2 packs, so this strictly for my niggas, them. I got around, so they ask about my homies, them. Clever, they wearing red, blues, and greens, and they all changing clothes for me, the Tone-T, and I love it. I'm seeing this city, I can't believe, and I love it. I love them, and I know they love me, cause come to your city, no need to invite. Doors open clean, everybody like me. Yeah, everybody like me. I'm cool, they just like me. Come to your city, no need to invite. Doors open clean, everybody like me. Yeah, everybody like me. Ayy, ayy.